Hey there, everybody. Welcome in the kitchen with Tally Faye. Hope everybody's doing good today. It's a beautiful day. I heard we're going to have some rain tomorrow. Boy, that'd be wonderful. We need some rain here in Iowa, Texas, I'll tell you that. But it's a beautiful day, and we're doing a couple little things here. What I'm working on is some of my holiday stuff, some of these holiday ideas. And two of my things that I've done is two little canning recipes to give as gifts. And I've already done the Christmas jam, so I've got that one done. So now this one is nothing to do with jellies or anything like that, but y'all, I eat this stuff with a spoon out of the jar. I just can't stay out of it. I love this stuff. But it is a spicy jalapeno mustard. And you know, not to mention that it goes great on hot dogs and that kind of stuff or whatever, right? I can only imagine making deviled eggs, egg salads, potato salads, things like that. You want to spice them up, and this stuff has a sweetness to it as well. It's a sweet and tart and spicy hot, right? It's delicious. So we're going to make that today. I'm going to show y'all how to can that up and how easy it really is, okay? So let's get started on this thing. Let me put it down here where you can see. I put my camera over here by the stove so y'all could see what I was doing today. I have in my pot, my big pot here, I cut up and I cut them up and de-seeded them and chopped them up with my little food chopper. 4 cups. This is 4 cups of chopped jalapeno, okay? 4 cups of chopped jalapeno. To this pot, I'm going to add 1½ cups of white vinegar and 1½ cups of water, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and pour that in. And then to this, we'll add 1/4 cup. Let's see if you can see that now. Yeah, 1/4 of a cup of salt, okay? 1/4 cup salt. We are going to stir this in, and what we've got to do here, let me get my little fire thingy. Got to bring this up to a boil, okay? And then turn it down and let it simmer for 8 minutes. So that's what we're going to do here. This is your peppers, your salt, your vinegar, and your water. We're going to bring that up to a boil, turn it down, let it simmer 8 minutes. And we'll be right back. Okay, y'all, it's been 8 minutes. Almost 8 minutes, a few seconds away. But what I'm going to go ahead and do, it says for you to reserve 1 to 3 tablespoons of your seeds from your peppers when you're cutting them up and stuff. And that is absolutely according to your taste or preference on that or whatever, right? And the amount of these peppers that I did in particular did about 1.5 tablespoons. So, and it says 1 to 3 on there, right? It says 1 to 3 tablespoons. I'm just going to go ahead and put this, what I'm calling 1.5 tablespoons of it in there. You know, if you don't want to put your seeds in there, don't do it. You know, that's up to you. You can put however many you want or none at all, okay? And so you just add them to your pot here, which is, see, I just dumped them in there. So that's been simmering. And one thing I did, y'all, while I had the camera turned off, and it was just because I'm like this, I wanted a little color in there. So I went in there and grabbed my pimentos, and I chopped up just a little old bitty bit of pimentos so there'd be some of those little red dots in there, you know, like you see in the hot dog relish and stuff, because that's what this tastes like, y'all, is the hot dog relish with jalapeno in it. I mean, that's what it tastes like. Maybe a little bit sweeter than that, but it's still on that order, okay? So, we've had our peppers and, let's see, we've had our peppers, our vinegar, our water, and our salt simmering for 8 minutes. And then we added our seeds, and we're letting them sit there in there for a minute. So the next thing we're going to do is get, let's see, we need a cup of flour. Let me get a good bowl here that I can work with. Dry it out a second, okay? So I'm going to take this bowl, and I have a whisk over here. We have 1 cup of flour that we're going to put in here, okay? I've got a cup of flour, and I'm going to put it in this bowl, okay? And then I'm going to add to this flour my 1/2 tablespoon of turmeric and 1 tablespoon of ground dry mustard, okay? And I've already got that measured up in my little thing here. 1/2 tablespoon turmeric, 1 tablespoon dry mustard. Okay, I'm just going to take my little whisk and just stir that up good in there. Okay, that's all I'm doing is trying to blend that. Okay, I see some pieces of that turmeric. That stuff's stout too. The original recipe called for a tablespoon, y'all, and I didn't like that much in it. If you like turmeric, you can go and put you a tablespoon in there if you want to, but I put a 1/2 tablespoon in here. That's just the tally-fave thing, okay? But now we're going to add to this our 16-ounce, we have to have a 16-ounce bottle of yellow mustard. Just regular old yellow mustard, y'all, in the bottle. I got to set it down right here. I know y'all can't see what I'm doing. I'll show it to you when I go to stirring it up. But you just dump that into your dry mixture, okay? And at the store, they had, what is this? A 14-ounce bottle or a 20-ounce bottle. You know. So I got me the 14-ounce bottle, and it just so happened that I had a piece of a bottle in my refrigerator that feels like about maybe 2 ounces. I don't know. I'm going to just put me a blob in there of that. Okay, there we go. That's where we're at on that. So now you just take your yellow mustard and just stir it up into these dry ingredients. You see how I'm doing that? Get that all mixed really good together. Let me see here where it says. Let's see. In a bowl, combine flour, turmeric, dry mustard, mix well. Okay, you're going to stir that in. When do I add my sugar? Stir in yellow mustard. Add mustard mixture. Stirring to mix well. Frequently till then. I don't see on there where it says when to add your sugar. So I'm going to add my sugar to this first. And then add this mustard mixture because it has the let me look just to make sure, y'all. Yeah, I don't see it on there. But it's 4 cups of sugar goes in this. Okay? So we're going to go ahead and add the 4 cups of sugar to this. Alright? I'm going to get that stirred up in there. I'll use my spoon here. Make sure this sugar is good and dissolved. That's all you're wanting it to do is to dissolve in there. 4 cups. You'd think I could remember I've already made this before and I love it so much. But that's all we're doing there. I'm going to make sure it's good and dissolved. This is pretty, y'all. And oh my goodness. Just all those things I was talking about, putting it and making deviled eggs with it, and potato salads and egg salads, and I don't know, just anything like that you can think of that calls for mustard stirred into it. I can just imagine how good it would be like that. Not to mention how delicious it is on hot dogs and stuff. Okay, I'm going to turn my heat up a little bit, and I'm fixing to stir this mustard, flour, dry mustard, and turmeric in here. And all we got to do is get this mixed in there and stirred. I got to get me a spatula. And get this stirred up in there and let it cook until it thickens, okay? I'm going to get this all out of here. Okay, got my bowl clean. Good old spatula, right? Get that in here. Y'all, that's all there is to it. There it is. It's that simple. And there is not many people that aren't going to like this. Maybe people that don't care for mustard, or people that don't like hot stuff. And like I say, it's, you know, it's only going to be as hot as you make it with the seeds. So we got to get it stirred up and distributed in there good. What I think you were supposed to do, which it's not hurting anything, but it'd be better to do it so you don't have to do this so much, is stir your flour and sugar together before you dump. No, your flour goes with your turmeric and stuff. I guess you'll just have to do it just like this. It's looking good. Just keep stirring it and get it creamy looking. It'll start bubbling and getting thick, and you just turn the fire off, and it's ready to take up in our jars. Which I've had my jars going in my big pot over here. See it steaming? And I've done taken them up. I can't hardly pick them up, they're so hot. But anyway, I've done taken them up out of there where I sterilized them and stuff in there. And they're ready to go to be filled up, and put the seals on them and set them right back in the hot water bath for 10 minutes. I wish y'all could smell this stuff now. You can imagine with that mustard and jalapenos going on. It's some good stuff, y'all. I love it. I love it. Takes it a little bit to get back up to heat. Just keep stirring it and getting it creamy. I'll do that, and we'll come back when it starts getting thick. Okay, y'all, it's thick and bubbly now. See it bubbling? And I've just been stirring it and watching it. All we gotta do is turn it off now. And it is ready to take up in our jars. Get it all. Be careful with it and don't let it splatter on you. It is a hot tamale. I just want to make sure I got it all mixed in there together. Let me get my little thingamajiggy here, my little funnel. Scoot that stuff over a little bit. Oh, I got one jar left in my water over here. See, and it's full of water. My jar is full of water, see? Wait. See that? I'm gonna take this water and dump it out over there in the sink. I dump the water out of all my jars into the sink, and then that way when I put my mustard in these jars and put it back down in there, the weight will be distributed correctly so that the water can go back over the jars. So here we go, y'all. We're gonna take it and just ladle it up in there. And you're going to give yourself headspace. I tell you all about that when I'm doing some of these things. Give yourself headspace for it. I'll show you. Like on these jars, you stop right here at this first little lip. Okay? That's where you fill it up to. And that way, it gives you plenty of headspace for your, whatever you have for your product to be able to do its thing in there and get the vacuum seal correctly and all that stuff. Because you don't want it touching the lids anyway. Uh-oh. Might have overdid that one. Yeah, I'll have to dip some of that out. Can't see quite as good as I want to there. But I'm going to get these filled up and get the caps on them. And I'll show you that in a few. Okay, I'm down to my last two on here, and all I'm doing is taking them, and I take me a rag, ow, and I just wipe the rim off a little bit. Just wipe the rim off in case it's got any little splatters on it or anything like that. And then over here I've got my, yeah, you can see in a little pot of water I had my lids boiling. I didn't boil them. I let the water kick up to a boil, and then I shut it off and just leave them sitting in there. So I leave my lids in that hot water and just let them sit there until I'm ready to put them on. And then I just, once I've wiped my rims off, I just take it and set my caps on there. And then you just put your ring, your bands, I need one more band, on. Just tighten down on them. You don't have to tighten down on them like you're, you know, with all your might kind of thing. Just make sure they're good and tight on there because you're going to set them down in this water bath, right? In this water bath, I already have these. You might can see the tops of the jars in there. I have 2, 4, 5 in here right now that I'm going to do for 10 minutes in there, okay? And I'll take them out, and then I'll put these other ones in here, in there. I can only get 8 at a time in it, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of split it up a little bit. I forgot to put a rim on this one, y'all. I did that with the jellies earlier. I think I got them all on there, and then I don't. But anyway, we're just going to water bath this in a slow rolling, bubbling boil. I'll just put my lid over it because it's not even bubbling. But it's on low, and I'm going to turn it on for 10 minutes. And we're going to let those water bath, and I'll take them out of there and show them to you, and I can show you the end result on all of it. Okay, it's been 10 minutes, y'all. I'm going to take this first batch of them up, and I already tasted it, and it tastes delicious. See if I can get it up there where you can see it. Look at it. And see the little red dots in there where I did the pimento? You don't have to do that, and that's not even in the recipe. That's just a tally-fay thing. But I like that color in there. Just a little bit, just for some color. Because you don't even know what's in there as far as taste. Look at that. Y'all, this stuff is so good. I just love it. I'm serious. I'll get me a spoon. I have to stay out of it. I love the taste of it so much. It's so sweet and tangy and spicy. And you know how it is. You never know how hot jalapenos are going to be. I'm going to go ahead and add this jar down in there while I'm taking some out. Trying to redistribute the weight because you have a little grating in the bottom of this thing, and it'll float up. The one I have is aluminum, and it'll float up if I don't have any weight on it. That's the last one to take out of there for now. And get these in here. These will be really cute with some kind of little tie thing around them, or kind of little cover thingy on the top. Tag them. Spicy jalapeno mustard, okay? I'm going to read the recipe to y'all again. And oh, and I did question myself a while ago about when to put the sugar and stuff in and everything. And when you stir your flour and your turmeric and your dry mustard up, you stir your sugar in then too. That way at the end, when you stir that all up real well, and that keeps your flour from making little lumps in your liquid. So when you get ready to add that at the end, all of that goes in at one time. The sugar, the mustards, the turmeric, and the dry mustard thing. What else did I say? Oh, and the flour. And that stirs in there, and it gives it a creamy. You just don't have any lumps in it or whatever, because I had to fight the lumps a little bit when I got that step out of whack. So I'm fixing to put these in here. I've got those going now. I need to add me some more water, so I've been boiling me some little water here in this little pan, because I want to cover my lids back up. Just enough. All right. 10 minutes on the timer. And I'm going to go through this recipe with y'all, and I normally don't read off how to do it, but since I got out of step with it, I'm going to tell y'all that, okay? Ingredients first. Get you a pen and pencil. I'll wait a second. This stuff is so worthy of making. It is easy. You know, you hear people say that. They'll say that all the time. Oh, it's so easy, you know, everything. You're like, yeah, right. This is easy. Other than chopping the jalapeno peppers up, everything else is a breeze. So, you know, get you some gloves. and be sure don't wipe your eye, even if you have been wearing gloves. Okay, y'all, here it is. Spicy jalapeno mustard, okay? 16 to 20 jalapenos. Whatever it takes to make enough of 4 chopped cups. But that 16 to 20 kind of gives you an idea what to grab at the store. The ones I grabbed were those big old huge ones, and I have some left. 1½ cups of your white vinegar. 1½ cups of water. 1/4 cup of salt. 4 cups of sugar. 1 cup of flour. 1/2 tablespoon of turmeric. A whole tablespoon of ground dry mustard. And then 16 ounces of bottled yellow mustard of any kind, just of any brand. Just the regular yellow mustard though, not some kind of, you know, mixed flavored one or whatever. Just regular old yellow mustard. And approximately 10 half-pint jars. And y'all, I just went and bought me a little case of the ball jars. They have the lids on them and the bands on them and everything. I don't know, they were $11 or something like that. I don't know, it wasn't much, but it works perfect for these gift-giving things, doing the little half-pints. Okay, in a large pot, you're going to bring to an easy boil your peppers, your vinegar, and your salt. You're going to turn that down and let it simmer for 8 minutes. Okay? Then you're going to add your reserved jalapeno seeds that if you wanted to keep some. And this says 1 to 3 tablespoons. My batch of peppers just happened to have 1½. I just dumped them all in there. That's up to you. But this is the time after you've simmered your peppers and stuff for 8 minutes is when you dump in your seeds. Okay? Add your seeds, stir that up. Now in a bowl, you're going to combine your sugar, your flour, your turmeric, and your dry mustard. You're going to stir that all up really well. Get it sifted together with your little whip thingy. You don't have to sift it, but I'm just saying stir it together good with like a whisk. Okay? Then you're going to stir to that dry thing your 16 ounces of yellow mustard. your regular old yellow mustard. Stir that all in. It makes a big old gooey paste like, right? Then you're going to add that to your pot of your peppers and water and stuff. And just keep stirring it as you get it in there. And stir it around. Keep stirring it and let it heat up. And when it gets thick and bubbly, just turn the fire off. As soon as it starts getting thick and bubbly, you want it to bubble good, okay? But as soon as it does that, just turn it off, because it don't have to cook. You're not trying to make it cook. You just want it to get to that thickened stage. Turn your fire off, and that's when you're going to ladle it up in your jars and water bath them for 10 minutes. That's it. Y'all got to try this recipe. It's one of my very favorites, especially for using in, not just to eat on hot dogs and stuff, but using in recipes. I keep thinking about it being on a corned beef slider. I don't know. There's all kind of ideas. You can go crazy with it, right? But y'all do this recipe and try it out. Love y'all. Have a great weekend, end of the weekend. We're going to be watching football tonight. And I'll see you next time in the kitchen with Tally Faye.